This is where the fun begins.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee Chat on my channel, O.G.Starwars, and with my co-host. I was gonna say guest, but you've been here long enough to not even be considered that, but a co-host, of course. And Steve Kenobi, how are you doing?
Doing quite well.
Awesome.
Was playing an old game on the PC, and lo and behold, 6 hours passed.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and had like a reindeer sausage thing as a snack. That one's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, I ate the whole damn thing while playing and having.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm having I have some peach iced tea and Coca-Cola.
Awesome.
So everything's splendid.
Splendid. You didn't use splendid inside your tea, did you?
A word in the tea?
No, there's well here, I don't know if you guys have it there in Norway, but there is a sweetener called Splendid.
I'm sure it is. No, we don't.
That's why I said that, because I just took the opportunity. You're like, what the hell are you talking about, woman? Yeah. So welcome back, everybody, to Coffee Chat. And I know people are trickling in now. So as you come in, share with me what you are enjoying in your mug or your beverage or whatever. And I got Vader's mug I'm sipping from, literally. And it's just coffee with a little bit of cream and sugar today. So there you go. Let's see who's in the chat here.
Speaking of things that creams all the time, Matt Wilkins is in the chat.
Oh, Lord. It's too early right now. We just begun. Oh my God. All right, let's get in. Okay, Jock Nerdy, I'll be buying coffee for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see here. And then we have the real Kim Shady. We are here super early today. Yes, you are. And then Matthew Birkland. Hail from Istanbul, guys. I love homemade venison breakfast sausage. Yes. Oh God, I love my favorite is buffalo.
I ate Rudolph.
You just ate Rudolph? Sorry, kids, Christmas is canceled.
Yep.
Because of Stig. And then Matt Wilkins, he put a whole sausage in his mouth. Just another day in the life of Stig.
You know what, Wilkins? I've been binging your review videos lately. Watched probably 20 of them the other day. So, be grateful, you bitch.
I love how you bitch and be grateful in the same sentence. That's very sincere of you, Stig. Very. Oh, goodness. And then a latte with homemade or some hazelnut cream. Laugh out loud. There you go. And you got extremely quiet over there. And then Matthew, I like Turkish tea. I never had that.
That sounds very tedious.
Turkish tea sounds very tedious. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's talk about what's coming up in the omnibuses or in the collections here. Stig and I were just chatting about it before we went live here. So Stig, if you want to share some information while we have people come in.
Yeah, there's a new omnibus announced, and it got put in between the other ones, and the other ones got pushed back. So Legacy Volume 4 is coming out in March. And Clone Wars Volume 4 and Menace Revealed Volume 3 has been pushed back till summer next year. So they're pushed back half a year. I think it might have to do with, that big hardcover Knights of the Old Republic one that just came out.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do one for Legacy, and I think that's why they pushed Legacy Volume 4 forward and put the other ones back.
Okay.
That's just a little theory I have.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be amazing if they did, because Legacy is such a nice, and I would love to see them do, what do you call it? Legacy is a nice one to put in hardback, and then what was the one, the PT one that we reviewed? What was the official name? Oh, Menace. What was that series? I think I got it wrong, but that one PT Clone Wars collection we
Oh, the Menace Revealed.
There we go. That one, yeah, or something like that, or that series would be a nice one.
Yeah, that's the one after episode 1.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a lot of Kiari Mundi stuff. And, yeah, that's where we started, wasn't it?
Yes. I was like, I can't think of the name. Yes, we started in that time frame, and oh my god, it was a nice little starting point for us. Loved it. And we'll have to eventually go back, because aren't they bringing out the last of it soon?
Yeah, I think the Clone Wars is ending, because the next omnibus for the Clone Wars has Revenge of the Sith in it.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that one. The original Marvel years omnibuses have 2 left.
Yeah.
It's going to be a total of 6, I think. And I'm not sure about the Rebellion and the Empire stuff, because well, they haven't done the Shadows of the Empire and Crimson Empire yet, though, in any omnibus. So
they haven't.
I'm guessing the Rebellion one ends with Shadows of the Empire, because that's right before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and
Return of the Jedi. Yeah, and the Return of the Jedi graphic novel is in one of the Marvel omnibuses, so that one's already been released. So they're running out of comics. And yeah, Christopher Barker says we need Tales of the Jedi. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, we do. I'm guessing that one happens after Dawn of the Jedi.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm thinking, because there's a volume 1 of that one out. I wanted so badly to like those comics, because they're gorgeous, but I just didn't like them. Oh. But I do want Tales of the Jedi, though. Those are amazing.
Yeah. So we have Raj H, Canadian 199 super sticker. I don't have my other screen open in front of me, but thank you so much for the support. And Matt Wilkins says he's just drinking plain water. And then Christopher, hello, Alora and Stig. Watch a clip of the Flash season 7 finale. It had a cringy Star Wars moment. Oh.
Well, it's perfectly understandable that Wilkins is having plain water, because that's what you give vegetables.
Oh Lord.
Someone's watering him, I suppose.
Oh goodness gracious. Editorial, hi, and she is also drinking water. Hello, darling. How are you doing? I had a great interview with her just recently, talking EU, and it was fun. She really gets deep into the lore and stuff, and so it's very great fun to talk with her, even laughs and stuff like that. So if you guys want to go watch the interview and stuff, that is greatly appreciated to support her in her love of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, she's very perceptive and really goes deep in the EU lore and stuff, unlike Wilkins.
And then Matt Wilkins, isn't Filoni asking for a spin-off series based off his cameo in Mandalorian? Laugh out loud.
You never know.
know.
It wouldn't surprise me. He's managed to get a Black Series action figure of himself now.
Yes, that's what I was going to point out. He's got a Black Series figure of himself. His head is friggin' bloated so big. He's just using all his characters for all these other, series spin-offs and stuff like that, that he's failing to expand the galaxy, the universe, right? He's making it so friggin' small.
It's like that thing I posted on Twitter a while ago But
Mm-hmm.
how everyone runs into everyone within days in Star Wars
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, the theme song for the Filoni stuff should be Cheers, where
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows your name, that
Mm-hmm.
song.
Yeah.
It's true though, because it's all of them meets all of them,
Yeah,
and
exactly. And he
travel
moves.
travel
Go ahead.
time is gone too. It's
Yeah,
just poof, you're there.
exactly. And I think I seen that, and then I kind of went off of that, your take on that, and I went and pulled up Tatooine Ghost Audible, where Luke is talking with Leia um, about canceling the mission for the Wraith Squadron. And Luke was like, what do you want me to do? And then they came up with the conclusion that from flying from the inner core where Coruscant is all the way to the outer rim would not be enough time for him to get there to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take too long. And but today's Star Wars, when we seen it in the movies, you could just jump from planet to planet, system to system without a damn problem into the atmosphere of planets. So, and then that kind of thing is still being taken to heart, to where they can just travel and be there poof like that, and stuff. Mind you, we know that, it's hard to show travel, on movies, because you're not going to, you can't have all that time taken for travel. But I think George did it well when, in the OT, and it was expanded more in the EU.
Well, you know what? I think in Empire Strikes Back, he didn't do that well with the travel time, because it did seem like Luke was with Yoda just for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about just like with him, with Leia and Han. Yeah. And it's hard to interpret that, it's hard to interpret like not time, but space travel, hyperspace travel in the movie and stuff. So yeah. So let's see what people have to say. But we know it's established in the lore, it takes time to travel, so. And then Sword of the Jedi soon lets it go. And then Filoni makes the Star Wars universe quite small.
Yeah, the only thing that's growing there is his head.
Exactly. And it's running out of room even for that. I love that interview with Lady Toriel. Well, thank you so much for your support. And the Bad Batch is just Rebels 05 or 0.5 now that Hera's in it.
Yeah. The character he stole is pretty much just Janors.
Yeah. Janors.
Same goggles too.
Yeah, just the Twi'lek, just made as a Twi'lek. I hear Filoni keeps a copy of his new action figures in his person pocket.
Prison pocket.
Prison.
Oh, it's up his anal. That's what Matt Wilkins is saying.
Oh, I thought, okay, because I thought maybe, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Ew.
Someone probably told him to fuck himself, and that's what he's doing.
He took it literally. Down.
Yeah.
Down. And Soul Assassin's here. Hello.
That's probably why he removed the stomach from the, his big stomach from the action figure to make sure it fit.
Oh. Ooh. Yikes. Instant travel. What is this? Skyrim? Skyrim. I've always, trying to make Star Wars into Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know what they're trying to make it into, but no. Why did you skip my High Republic comic? I did not mean to skip anything. It just is going. So let's see here. Here we go. It says, in High Republic, there is a Sith shrine within the Jedi Temple on Coruscant that caused the Jedi Force vision to be clouded. It's beyond done. Are you serious? They're taking away now Palpatine's thing that he's doing and saying it's a Sith shrine now?
Yeah, and the Jedi Temple is how old? A couple of thousand years old?
Yeah.
And nobody found it?
Exactly.
That's that's beyond dumb.
But it's known that Palpatine's the one that's clouding their judgment and stuff.
No. Star Wars fans knew that. Disney employees don't know that because they're not fans.
Holy friggin' hell.
Yeah.
And then they're also like, okay, so I shared an article on Twitter to our EU group, and it just further shows that, you know, they're making Palpatine less tactical and I guess you could say smart, because he's even failed on the clones now. Because he's the one who wanted to put the biochip in, you know, and then now they're all free thinking. They're not supposed to be free thinking an individual. That's not what they were made as.
No, they're indoctrinated, completely brainwashed. And, you know, there's no chip. You know, you see it in episode 3. Palpatine calls the clone commanders through a holo message. He tells them execute Order 66. Then the clone commander walks over to his, you know, underlings, and orders them to shoot. He wouldn't have to order them to shoot if they already got if all of them got the message through the chip. He wouldn't even have to say that.
No, they would just press that button. And they're saying that this biochip is only made for Order 66, when we know that there was other contingencies, right? There was other things. Order 66 wasn't just one of the plans.
Yeah. Order 66 is ruined. The clones are destroyed, which is why, you know, Karen Travis quit in the first place. And people are still cheering for it, you know. Oh, I'm a longtime fan, you know. Filoni's adding to the prequels. He's not. He just destroyed Order 66. I mean, how dumb can people be? Yeah.
I'm going to look that up. You know, I'm still like, I'm behind schedule because last week was a crazy week. I had unexpected guests and stuff like that. It's summertime. Everybody's still on break, and, you know, a lot of people are now traveling because we all been locked down for about a year and a half almost. And so I'm going to look this up. I might do a video on that, but I'm also, you know, have 2 videos, the Wookiee species lore video coming out. It's almost done anyways. I just got to finish it up. And then I'm still going to talk about Rogue Squadron, the rebranding of it, the title and stuff. So let's move on from there. But this is friggin' ridiculous. I mean, seriously, it's like, okay, anything that George did with his company, met with the authors to expand the lore, to complement the movies, all of that, they're doing the opposite too. That's what's going on. They did the opposite to Luke. They switched his character arc from being the hope to being the coward bastard. All of that. They're doing the opposite to that. You know, Palpatine was a tactical genius. He played everyone. Now look at, he's making mistakes. Now the clouding of the Jedi's judgment is not from him, which makes him even less powerful, I guess you can say, and threatening. Because when you think about it and you read the lore and you expand on the lore and you watch the movies, Palpatine was the orchestrator of everything. Even him using Sith alchemy himself to cloud the other Jedi and stuff. So, all right. Let's see here. Ruining Order 66. So some dude on Twitter was getting butthurt over Revan and Bane's Force Ghost in the Clone Wars show, that Filoni didn't know canon lore until Lucas explained it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Darth Bane shouldn't be a Force Ghost. Revan, he turned to the light, so he could be a Force Ghost. But yeah.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm glad I have this here, the heart of Star Wars, the original lore, the actual canon. I'm so glad we have this right here. And yeah, we may not get any more, but I don't want them to give us any more. Why? Because they probably will ruin it.
Yeah.
They probably will ruin it. I am happy to get something like this, a novel that was, reprinted, even though, they, it got lost. They didn't use it for the canon or the EU canon. I'm glad we have this. I've already read a couple chapters. I put it down because we have other stuff we're doing for literature review. And but the story has been so far pretty good, pretty accurate with the characters everything. So, and I did have a drawing for this, and then Annabus T800 is the one that won the copy. So congratulations to you. And before we move on into the comic that we're going to review and go over, Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron is basically the literature review novel we are reading this period, this time frame. And I think the second or the third weekend of August is when we're going to have the literature review. So now's your chance to pick it up, read it. Excellent beginning of the X-Wing series. There are 4 X-Wing series that all complement each other some way, some shape, form. We have the games, we have 2 comic series, and we have this novel series. And so I highly recommend getting into this. This is just to get you into the door of reading the X-Wing series. So I'm happy to announce that this is our book we're reviewing this time around. So let's see here. And let me see the chat real quick. Let's see here. Oh, and don't get me friggin' started on the Kenobi series. I hear the Kenobi series is all about Leia. Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah.
But
that's why I say he heard it. But yeah,
it's pointless anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because Anakin isn't the chosen one.
Yeah.
So that means Kenobi and Yoda and Luke. Doesn't matter. You can remove everything they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's still going to be about Rey Palpatine.
Yeah.
Rey Palpatine is the chosen one. Anakin never mattered.
Anakin never mattered. The Hope, Luke Skywalker never mattered.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan just wasting his time on Tatooine right now because that never mattered.
Yeah. Saving Leia on the Death Star never mattered.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Actually, Rogue One never mattered.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And then I pointed out on Twitter, why are they calling it the Obi-Wan series when in that time frame, by the time we get to 9-10 years after his exile, when he goes in exiles, he changes his name. So he kind of disassociates Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan's the Jedi, persona, right? And he doesn't, even though he's training as a Jedi and he's protecting Luke and stuff like that, that he needs to disassociate himself away from the Jedi and stuff like that to stay hidden, right? And so he comes up with the name Ben. There's reasons why in the original lore that he does.
Well, you know what? Why? And I'm calling this right now. He has to step out from hiding to be a Jedi again.
Mm-hmm.
So he's Obi-Wan again for a little piece.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to point that out is like he did like within the year of exile and stuff, he did leave Tatooine, but he left because he had to make sure any evidence that was left behind on Polos Massa regarding Padme and the birth of the twins made sure that it was totally destroyed because they were Vader and some of his officials were his inquisitors, I guess you could say, or whatever, his dark acolytes were tracing Padme's trail of death. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't read the Last of the Jedi. And but that was within a year. That wasn't 9, 10, 11 years after. That was within a year so that he can settle on Tatooine without having to worry about being compromised. Right? And then after that, basically he had he encountered Asherad Het, all of that. But that's just all on Tatooine. Everything that happened to him, even conflict, happened on Tatooine. So, but that's the original lore. So let's see here. Let's see. Before we move on, I know that we have people coming in. Let's see here. Princess Bride starring Leia. Yes. This is kind of in. We'll give our we'll talk more about what we feel about these two comics we're gonna review right now. I still find it funny they're having a Patty Jenkins do a post-sequel era Rogue Squadron movie. Yeah. Hey guys, I know it's off topic, but I just started reading Mall Lockdown. So far, so good. Awesome.
Yeah, you know what's fun? I asked Ryan, we want to do a hangout and talk Star Wars or something, because I was gonna, give him a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
And he was angry about the lockdown, and I was like, well, shit, I was gonna tell you to read more Lockdown. So it's just. It wasn't on purpose. I didn't do it to tease him. It was just Because actually, Matt Wilkins is to blame because I was watching his reviews. I said I was binging them, and he said Mall Lockdown has the same kind of twist, I guess, or like a good twist at the end, like the other Mall book did. And I remembered Rhino liking that, so I was just going to tell him, "Hey, go read that one." And then he's like, fucking lockdowns and blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, I was gonna tell you to read a book called Lockdown. Sorry. So yeah.
Oh, the irony of that.
It literally happened yesterday.
Okay.
I was getting that shit. He probably thinks I'm mocking him now, right?
I know. Wow, just go watch them all.
Yeah.
Probably started cussing at you and everything.
No, he was he was calm and domesticated about it.
Nice, but that's just funny as hell. Darth Plagueis novel implies Sidious was born on the dark side, which explains why he was so powerful. He was very intrigued with the dark side. He started collecting Sith artifacts because his family's so rich. He was able to find them and stuff, and started getting into Sith alchemy and stuff like that. So
yes, Sidious was just an evil kid.
Yeah, he was.
Kind of like what's his name? Norman Bates from the Psycho movies.
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
That would have been fun if we got a little bit more on his growing up, other than, from Darth Plagueis and stuff. Yeah. That would have been fun just to see, because it would make a nice little, horror movie out of his character growing up and stuff. Just imagine, because he even killed his family. I
want to see him sit in the forest and, carve up a live animal just because he's psycho.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because I bet you he probably did that.
You could just now imagine what cynical, evil shit he did, right? It makes for an intriguing story. Very much. Thank you, Matt G. 149 super sticker. Thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get into this comic here that we've been waiting to do. We've just had a great conversation.
Leia, the Princess Bride, foreshadowing. It's what's going to happen in the Kenobi show.
Yeah, Oh God. All right, so here we go. So this is it's this little small series within the Star Wars Rebellion series is called Rebel Girl, and so you could tell it's mostly about Leia. So, but the story is, we'll talk about it more and stuff. It's intriguing, I guess you could say, to put a positive spin on it.
This is the start of Volume 2.
Yeah. Yes, we're Volume 2. Okay. We're in the middle of it. Yeah, or kind of in the middle. So, since abandoning its base on Yavin 4, the Rebel fleet had been without a sure destination or a home, constantly pursued and harassed by Imperial forces. But in the aftermath of the victorious skirmish with the Empire, Princess Leia, recently returned from a prolonged solo mission, made the stunning announcement that she had located a safe haven for a new base, the planet Arrochar. Even more stunning was the news of how the arrangement with the government of Arrochar was reached and how the pact will be sealed. Leia is to marry the planet's prince. So we have that going on. So that's why it's called the Princess Bride. So if you weren't following along, we already knew that she was making this pact already. So that's what's going on here. And here we are with the next page here. And she kind of reminds me of Padme right here.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Yep.
Looks like a nice palace, though.
Yeah, really nice. Very, very nice.
I want to live there.
You're like, oh God, what would you do in such a big, huge palace like that, Stieg?
Shag 50 Twi'lek prostitutes.
Everywhere on the steps, all of that?
Yeah, all over the place.
All over. You would
I'd collect Zeltrons and Twi'leks and put them in there.
Oh, okay. So to be your shagging palace.
Yep.
Gotta have goals, right?
I'd call it Fuckingham Palace.
Well, then that's, I guess, appropriate name for such a, goal of such. All right. So we're on Arrochar, and Princess Leia is going to meet the prince. And, of course, she's got C-3PO with her. And he's like, are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, yeah, I made this, arrangement, blah, 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 blah. And so, she, even C-3PO is like, what the hell are you doing, woman, kind of deal here. And so they go to meet. It's plain and simple. Not have to go through the conversation here because that's what's going on there. And then she goes in and meets the family. The king and the queen here are sitting on the throne there, of course, and the prince as well. And so this is the big, huge hall here. And you could see, all the subjects, the very important people all lined up to see this grand event here that's going to happen. Everybody's curious, of course. And she basically says, I present myself, Princess Leia, Organa of Alderaan, to the high royal house of Arrochar, to King Tolar and Queen Tina. Tina or Tina? There's two I's. And ruler of this fair world. And to the people you serve, in hopes that all of us may enjoy peace and prosperity together. So she's sealing this. She's doing this marriage to help the Rebel Alliance secure a safe base, a safe planet, and she is also being promised that this world's going to come into the Rebel Alliance. So this is what this is about. So
yeah, that's that king though. It looks like a wizard.
He does.
Yeah, from a fantasy book almost.
Yeah. I know that's the first thing I was like. First, I was like confused. I'm like, is that the king? Is that the father?
Yep, it is.
Yeah. I was like, wow, okay.
Looks like a well-groomed Sabayoth.
Yeah, right. There you go. There you go. And then, so now this is earlier. So we're going back in time here, just, and they're, I can feel the whole crew staring at me. Wedge. So basically she's making a decision and people are kind of questioning this decision of hers. And she's with Wedge, of course, and people are just feeling unsure, Leia. No one really knows what you are thinking. And she basically says that's none of their business. She goes, I'm securing this to make sure that we have a secure base and stuff like this. And they did this. They just go back and forth here about talking about how everybody who joins the Rebel Alliance, is basically going far above their abilities to help succeed, make it succeed, and that she too is one of them that will do anything to help, establish the galaxy out, get the galaxy out of the Empire's hands. And this is exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, she's getting the prince to third base so she can get one base.
There you go, in those terms. Yeah. And so here we are. And then they're then again, Arrochar is a remote planet, but one seeking to join, just like I said, a larger community of worlds for Leia Organa and the rest of the Rebel Alliance. It's an opportunity to set down roots after long weeks on the run. So that's basically what I just, reiterated here. And then so we have Wedge in here. Wedge is in the hangar bay here with his rogues here. So, and I really like this. I really like how they have the X-Wings looking here and stuff, and been enjoying the color and the art and this and all that. And then so basically he tells them, all right, pilots, we are the welcoming committee. We three will fly down to the atmosphere, link up with the incoming shuttle, and sweet as you like, escort them back home to home one. So they're going to take the fleet, the ship, and take them to home one. So they're going to be the escort, the formal escort here. So he's just given them information about that. So, and then again, who's the redheaded? Did you get her name for this one here?
Yes, but I forgot about it. I'm sure it's going to be mentioned though.
Yeah, it is. I forgot to, and I didn't write anything down last night. I just read and went to bed. And so he calls his two two top pilots to join him. So it's not Luke. Yeah. It's not Luke.
Yeah. Not yet. One of them is a female.
Yeah, right.
Which It wasn't supposed to exist.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so we have them joining up with the ship here. Arrochar diplomat shuttle. This is Commander Antilles of the Alliance. We're your escort. Antilles, this is Red Dart. We see you standing by for instructions. And it's so funny. Okay, so I'm just gonna go there right now with this friggin' renaming of like Slave One, and stuff, and how in Disney Star Wars they basically named Luke's ship from Rise of Palpatine his call sign. So they named his ship in the story, in the movie, Luke's call sign, his X-Wing, which is not the thing. That was just his call sign. So
yeah, they named the ship Red 5.
Mm-hmm.
As if Luke's ship was called Red 5.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Mm-mm.
It's just a call sign. Every X-Wing could be Red 5.
Yeah, in fact, like when Luke does get grounded, he's been grounded a lot in the series so far, or at least a couple of times so far. Then someone else steps in as Red 5 because he's not using that designated sign at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So I digress from that. Adjust your heading. So basically, they give them instructions. They get into their escort formation and they take them to Home 1. So that's what's going on. So they're going to go ahead and I guess have a formal meeting. And here we go. And so they're now at Home 1 and they're having their meeting here. And excuse me. So I believe we have a framework here. The royal family can offer you 17 square kilometers. So basically, they're telling them exactly what they're going to get in this deal. So Leia's giving herself so that the Rebel Alliance can have a home base, have security. But you can tell by her face too, even in the series here, these next two comics that we're discussing, that she's unsure about this, but she's not. I wouldn't say confident. She just you have that stomach feeling. I guess you can say that feeling in your stomach. So she's doubting herself. I guess you can say. So her ear looks like she's elf here. It's kind of pointed, but I digress. Yeah. She looks like an elf.
I'm not so happy with the character artwork in this.
Yeah, it's kind of changed up a little bit, and I need to go back and see if this is the same artist that we have been complimenting the last few. So
yeah, because this is more cartoony.
Yes,
this actually looks more like the stuff Disney's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know if it's a rush thing or if it's just I have to go back and take a look. But I don't know if maybe it's a new artist here. Sometimes, more than likely, it is because an artist always has a signature look when they draw. And a signature style of drawing.
Especially the guy who did Dark Empire.
Mm-hmm.
He is very unique.
Yeah, exactly. And people were inspired by him, but no one could really recreate it either. So yeah. So basically they're discussing exactly the terms and everything they have. They're giving them that 17 square kilometers in the equatorial zone, a former mining site. It's pretty, but there's enough ferrous ore remaining. So basically they're letting them know what's going on, what the deal is, what they can use, the resources, all of that and stuff. And they are also discussing about training the Arrochar people on like their troops to learn how to pilot and pilot the fighters as well. So we'll get to that. So here we are. And then basically, she says, you could tell the royal family that I will meet them in the morning. So basically, again, she's going to get ready to go meet them. This arrangement, the entirety of it is contingent upon your marriage to the Prince Caspar. And it's expected. So when I seen the name Caspar, I was like, that's a weird name for a prince.
Well, look at Leia's face in the top picture, though. This is bad.
Yeah. It look,
This is
yeah.
yeah, and Mon Mothma in the bottom one too. This is shit.
Mm-hmm.
The artwork. This is what it would look like if I did something.
Yeah, the proportions, like even her eyes aren't really aligned very well.
It looks like Leia. It looks more like someone sitting on the couch eating potato chips and watching, The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the side profile looks pretty good, and all that, like of her with Han right there and stuff.
Yeah, but that top one though,
Mm-hmm.
looks
Mm-hmm.
like Amy Schumer or something.
Yeah. That's not Han right there. Is that Wedge with them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's Wedge, because I know they were discussing about, training their forces to pilot the fighters. All right. Yeah, and basically, of course, Arrochar is beautiful world, and I'm looking forward to many happy years here. If I could ask one favor of you, tell the prince I would like to see him as soon as possible. So basically, she's getting ready to go over there and meet the prince. And Mon Mothma looks freaking crazy right here. It would be our pleasure, princess. You all may consider Arrochar open to you for your ships to make landfall and for you to begin construction of the base. And basically, Mon Mothma says, on behalf of us here and all those resisting the Empire's tyranny across the galaxy, we welcome to the rebellion. But she doesn't look like she's too welcoming there. Look at that. She looks like she's pissed, like she's going to go slap someone. So, like, the art doesn't really properly depict.
She looks like a Karen.
Yeah.
She looks like she's about to speak with a manager.
I want to see your manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is freaking crazy. It's like, and I was thinking that last night and like 2 weeks ago when I read this and then I reviewed it last night again, or reread it last night, I was thinking, why does she look so angry when she's saying that she's welcoming him to the rebellion? That's the emotion on her face doesn't elude what she's talking about.
No.
So that's pretty bad right there. That's pretty bad. Okay. So
this
now
is what happens when you put women in charge. They go batshit crazy.
Oh my God. No, it's not. It's just bad artwork.
Now the artwork is good though. Look at Leia in this.
Yeah, it's like when we seen the beginning of it, when Leia looked like her mom Padme and the palace and stuff like that. That was freaking great. So I think that maybe this artist, if I'm pretty sure it's not the same one that we've been complimenting in the past, but he can't evade emotions very well.
I'm wondering. It's almost like it's a different artist every second page.
Maybe. Because it's a bit more refined here, I guess you can say. All right. So they are down now, back to the present, so we went back to before she met with him, and now she's meeting with him. And, and it looks like they're in a very important place. It looks like a graveyard or cemetery or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a graveyard.
Mm-hmm. And then she walks up and she's like, Prince. And he's all, Princess, everything is moving ahead as planned. I really can't thank you enough. Leia, that day you landed on Arrochar in your fighter ship, I knew nothing would ever be the same again. I should be thanking you. If only we. So it looks like he kind of had a crush on her from the beginning. Like he was intrigued by her. And, and I know, like, within the next 4 comics, so by next Thursday, we'll come to more information, more plot points to why he's very intrigued with her and all that. And I don't want to spoil it, but but he is intrigued with her and stuff happens, but I won't spoil it. But that can't happen. We talked about that. Duty first. So, basically they, discussed their stipulations and stuff like that. She's like, duty first, love, relationship last. I guess that's what I'm getting, which is kind of shallow, but I guess that's the deal. I don't know.
Oh, that's how it worked here too, in the back in the day.
Yeah. Got to think about the people first. All that. I landed here originally because I needed to replenish my ship's fresh water supply, and it's funny, she really didn't need fuel, but she needed water supply, which makes more sense, but I digress. And I left knowing I found a new home for the Alliance. Casper, thank you. So, her needing to replenish water supply and stuff led her to this point. I find it kind of interesting. I'm not going to say any more about that. And then it looks like she leaves him there, and she walks away. And lo and behold, we have Luke spying on them, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah, and he looks pissy too in the middle picture.
And then basically he's getting a comm. Luke, you there? Go ahead, Wedge. We need you back at the base camp. Mon Mothma's enforcing a strict power down at midnight, and we need to prep the X-Wings for tomorrow's training flight. Sure, Commander, whatever you say. Okay. And Wedge goes back, what's wrong with you, Rogue 5? So we have Luke being all pissy ass here. So, and we were discussing about Luke's behavior in here. So we'll discuss it some more here as we go along. We're coming to some scenes that we talked about before we came live. And so basically that training run that they're going to do is basically going down to, Atmosphere Planet and doing some runs in the mountainous areas and, the ravines and stuff like that, as you can see right here. So basically they're doing the practice runs. They're getting commands here, what they need to do, and all of that. And then,
scaring the hell out of the goats.
Yeah, look at that. They're like, oh shit. So basically they're told to tighten up, and then, copy Rogue Leader. I am not going to be the one to tell the princess you dozed off at the stick and now you're strewn across the kilometers of mountainsides. So basically Reg knows, that Luke is not in his right mind, which maybe he should have grounded him from the beginning for not sleeping very well, right?
Yeah.
You would think. And basically Luke says, like, she'd care. And he's like, I'm fine. So he's being a pissy ass right here.
Yeah, he's being pissy because another guy is getting attention.
Exactly. And watch your altitude readings. Emergency override will try to self-correct once it gets red on the canyon floor. Rogue flight, prepare to execute terrain combat exercise Delta 1. So they're getting ready to, basically train in the terrain there because they got to get familiar with it since it's going to be their home base, right? You never know. So
yeah. Explore the planets to get used to it.
Get used to it. So
you might have to defend it at some point.
Yeah. And then we have Luke right here, and he's being very cocky. He's being very foolish, I guess you can say, as well. So, and then emergency repulses checkout fine are to make a note. Rogue 5, formation now, as ordered lead. So basically, we're just having a difficult time with Luke, as you can tell here. So, Rogue 5, we're a flight. Remember, your scores affect mine. So basically, that's his. That's his wingman or woman or, whatever. Get your head out of your behind, basically, he's being told. As ordered, Rogue 6. So, yeah. So you could see Luke acting a fool here. And then we are overshot for Delta 1, so I'll improvise. So he's getting cocky here. This canyon is roughly 14 clicks in length. I'm recording your telemetry straight into my computer run. The course I want to see accuracy, consistency. Efficiency and solid reaction times. This is unpredictable terrain, nothing we've flown in before. So, they're basically talking about what we were just discussing. They're getting used to the terrain. They've never flown in there before. But Luke basically is taking everything into his own consideration. And it's a hardship on the whole squadron that are training, basically. So
yeah, he's gotten a bit full of himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And there we go.
Amy Stahl in the chat is spot on. It's a rehash of the courtship of Princess Leia.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just another take to it in a sense. But yeah, in courtship, she marries to or considers marriage because she has a rebel alliance in consideration. You would think if she tried it before and it didn't work, why was she going to try it again? So who knows? So who knows? And so basically, they want to use this, whoever has the best time and efficiency and stuff like that, they're going to put it on the records as something to beat, I guess you can say, because that's what they do is they record the best record. And that would be something that they need to, improve on and try to beat efficiently, in their simulators and stuff. And, but we have Luke here going off on his own in a sense. And, basically, Butch is like, you want to be stupid and reckless and suicidal, fine, but I won't happen while you're in my squadron. Consider yourself grounded. And then he's like, Wedge, you can't do this. Done. We'll see if second time's a charm, won't we? So basically, it's telling already. He's already grounded him already. So rogues aboard. We're heading back to the base. And so Luke, basically out of himself being cocky, being butthurt, I guess you can say, because Leia is paying attention to another person and he's feeling insignificant, I guess you can say. He compromised their training. That was very stupid. And this is Luke Skywalker in the original lore. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. And I think that's what we've been telling people that said, oh, well, Rian Johnson made him so he's not perfect, that we can see him as a human. We already knew he's human. He's human in the Star Wars galaxy with special abilities to use the Force, right? So he's still different. So yeah. And basically he says you can take the boy out of the water farming wasteland. And he was going to say more, but he didn't say anything else. So Wedge is very disappointed in Luke, and I don't blame him. Luke is being a total ass jerk, and I just say it then and there. So, and now they're at the rebel base. They're on Arrochar, and they are there. They are. So they have this ship flying over the rebellion base that they gave them and stuff. But what's going on is, and this guy's a very important person. I won't say anything else until we get further into the story. But the Rebel Alliance basically didn't have a planned flyover the base. And these guys are flying over the base, the prince and his second hand, I guess you can say. His handler, I guess you can say. And so they're taking a look at the base, checking things out. And so they fly over and they're like, and then what? And then we get what we truly want. So we're getting some glimpses into what's really going on. You scheme endlessly, General, but I am not so political. I actually want to marry Leia. So, his handler's like questioning him. He really wants to marry Leia, and he has more of an emotional stake, as you can tell. He basically was very intrigued with Leia, and Leia's like, we need to keep this as a duty, kind of deal, duty first, everything else last, I guess you can say. And then Prince, don't marry for love. They didn't 20 generations back in your family, so basically he's telling them, that your family is not known for marrying love. You marry for convenience, for the people, basically. So, And then so the prince says, I'm not a child, yet your father the king hired me. So basically he hired him to handle the prince, to be by his side, to be another voice in his head. So what do you think about that whole little arc there, Steve?
It's just kind of plotting, mustache swirling a little bit in the background.
Yeah, look at his face. He's got like a, he looks like he had got injury. I know he's a general in their forces and stuff like that, or something, higher command, whatever.
It's an eye patch, basically.
Exactly. It's an eye patch. And what I was getting at is like, okay, so what battle did he go through to get that? Since this place is somewhat, I would say, well, peaceful, maybe, maybe not, but they're very secluded and not really in the galaxy as a planet. They're coming into a galaxy, into the Rebel Alliance.
Well, it could be he was, him and some friends were drunk at the pub and they were playing darts and he lost an eye.
Yeah. Someone went to go shoot the dart instead of going forward. They went backwards.
Yep.
And then basically, yeah, he's a general, the most experienced general in the military to be your minder. So basically, yeah. So there you go. So that's their relationship. So when it gets more, there's more to the story between the two and what's going to happen in the future. So there you go. And then basically, Mon Mothma them down at the base. Basically, you have something, a single craft buzzing the base site, ma'am. A curious spectator, perhaps. So basically, they're like, well, we are told we're secure. We're not known we're here by the Empire, and whatever. So they really just don't see it as a threat with the prince. They don't know it's the prince anyways, and his handler cruising over the base. So they just brush it off. Basically, they just brush it off. I think Leia does kind of, suspect a little bit, but she keeps it in the back portion of her mind. And now we get to Han here. So here's the Falcon here. There's Chewie, there's Han. It doesn't make any sense. And then, Chewie basically responds back, I'm not saying that, but a girl like that. So basically he's questioning Leia's decision, right? And what about me, Solo? And so we have Perla walking on.
I mean, look at that, though. It looks almost identical to the Dr. Apra.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Now, if you want to go...
They stole the look.
Yeah, they did. They did. And you can even say, in a sense, like with Merrick Horn, Corin Horn's wife, there are some similarities there, too, but this one's more prominent.
Yeah. They're just copying and pasting and blending and then claiming to be creative.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could say that, she's got blue hair here, right? But you can also say that the hair is so black it looks blue here. And then say they just change it to a pure black on Afra just to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. It's so easy to do, though, because all you have to do, let's say you're going to create a new smuggler, right?
Yeah.
And you take a guy... you just take Han Solo, and instead of, all you have to do is give him a blue shirt and a yellow vest, and then you've changed something there, and then make him a Chiss instead of a human, and have him travel around with a Gamorrean, and just give a slightly different type of ship, and then you can play. Oh, yeah, it's not Han Solo at all, because it's a different species.
Yeah.
But that was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to just change something.
Yeah. Exactly. And I see I have some super chats and stuff coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them, and we'll jump back. We're almost to the end of this comic here, anyways. Doc Nerdy at $10. Thank you so much for the support. Coffee for you, Coca-Cola for Stig. Awesome. That's usually Stig's go-to drink. Is Coca-Cola.
You know what? Not always, but yeah. I go through phases.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I'll drink a lot of orange juice.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. Yeah, and then Abu Nas at $10 super chat too as well. A total ass jerk. Wow, I think I just found my favorite insult. Must have been from me. That total ass jerk. Anyway, sending love your way, OG. Gonna kick back and watch you and Stig break it down as I am on lunch now. Well, you enjoy your lunch. And again, thank you for the super chat, both Abu Nas and Jock Nerdy. The support is greatly appreciated. We have awesome collections coming out in the future, and this will help me get more of them and add them to my collection. So I look forward to that. So thank you for supporting the channel in such a way. All right. This is amazing. You guys are all amazing for being here with us. All right. So we have them. They have their little banter going on back and forth here. And she's basically, Perla says, what about me, Solo? Not you, Perla. You have more than one woman in your life. You degenerate. I'm shocked. You know, so she's being cocky, smart ass with him, right? Because that's just how she is. And I'm guessing Chewie's laughing at her comment to him. So, you know, and so she's getting on that, you know, he's Han's carrying on about another woman. And, you know, basically, she basically says, cheers, love boy. And whoever the girl is, let her down easy. So, you know, she basically doesn't, maybe has a clue, maybe not. I don't know. But she comes in and has this little cameo, teases him, and walks away. So,
and then Luke shows up and he's pissy.
Oh, yeah, he is. Look at him. I mean, this is like, I don't know. He's just like this.
Holy crap. Look at that Han Solo picture, though.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's, looks like Mick Jagger from the 70s or something.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting there and I'm like, he looks familiar. He doesn't look like Han.
Yeah.
He does look familiar. I wasn't thinking about Mick Jagger, though. Wow. Okay. You know, and so here we have Luke comes to, you know, see Han, and he basically, remember in A New Hope where Han, you know, Han gives Luke a spot, you know, with him on the ship, you know, well, he's coming to redeem that. He's all, remember, just before Battle of Yavin, you offered me a bunk on the Falcon. So he's coming to redeem that. And basically, Han says to Luke, and this is where I'm like, and I shared this little bit on Twitter yesterday saying that this is the true Han Solo. Mon Mothma's actually offered me a position and a rank. Sure beats hauling spice for a living. But hey, what's wrong? Why would you want to leave? Isn't that what you've always wanted? Isn't this what you always wanted? And so we see, you know, this like little slow evolution of Han saying, well, you know, I'm being offered a better paying job other than spice running and stuff like that. So we start seeing him transitioning, I guess you can say. Whereas in the original lore, he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to be a scoundrel all his life. He can care about less about anybody else. But here we're seeing that he does care. He does care. So, and basically, Luke says, you wouldn't understand. No one understands. Just drop it, Han. I see you around. So basically, you know, Luke is on his little bitch tangent, I guess you can say, here. And so he leaves the base and climbs up the side of the cliff or the whatever. But he's going, you know, basically, you know, they question it, but they said that basically he's got to work it out on his own. And he, you know, grabs a lightsaber, and he's in his garb, his tattooing garb, his moisture farmer garb here. And he ignites the lightsaber and he looks at it. So, and this is the end of this comic here.
Isn't that a bit like Anakin in episode 2 before he heads down to the Tusken Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
Standing on top of a cliff, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I even pointed out he even ignites the saber and properly. So they could say compared to the other lore. So there you go. So we have Luke here being bitchy, kind of off-putting and stuff like that, trying to find his place in the Rebel Alliance or into the greater galaxy, unsure about himself. not really wanting to take orders, and maybe this is not what people want to see of Luke, but in a sense, it needs to be seen because he needs to work out all these different conflicts in his minds and stuff before we see him, in episode 4, right? 4, yeah, 4, 5. There you go, 5 and stuff. But what did you think about this, Stig?
This comic in general?
Yeah.
A 4 out of 10.
Okay. And just go ahead and share. Just go ahead.
Well, the artwork is shit. It's a ripoff of Courtship of Princess Leia.
Uh-huh.
And it's not that well written. It's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
So princess has to marry someone, and then maybe the guy she's married is evil. Shit like that. It's been done 1,000 times, and in adventure stories and fantasy books, and this is a run of the mill kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the artwork itself for the background and the ships, all of that is great. But the faces are just terrible. Christopher Barker is asking, why did Luke turn on the lightsaber in Disney canon? Why is it weird that someone turns on the lightsaber?
Oh, okay. No, what he's asking. Okay, so my comment is like they turned on the light. He actually ignited the lightsaber correctly. So I think that's in response to that. In Disney lore, they press. Let me go to the screen here. When they ignite the lightsaber, so those who caught it, when Rey and Finn and all them ignite lightsaber, they press this right here.
Yeah, that's not the power button.
Yeah, that's not it. That's why I said that he ignited it correctly. Like these artists at least knew enough to know that he ignited it correctly. So, and then Soul Assassin, damn it, now I can't unsee Mick Jagger when I see Han Solo.
Sorry.
And then let's go on here. Chaos Man 17. Hello. Palpatine having many Darksiders and Empire like Inquisitors, hands, and acolytes implies he planned on abandon the rule of 2 and having the Sith rule openly and Sidious revealing his true nature. What do you think about that, Stig?
No, because he was looking to replace Vader with Luke.
Yeah.
If he was gonna move away from the rule of 2, he wouldn't replace Vader. He would just add Luke. Exactly.
So Inquisitors, hands, and acolytes are not Sith.
No, they're just dark side users.
Exactly.
Quite often specialized dark side users.
Yeah.
Being a Sith is something different entirely. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's what people confuse with that, is that they think like the Inquisitors are dark side, are Sith, are apprentices. Basically, they're not apprentices. They're just users being trained to do evil deeds, right?
Or research for that matter, or specific things. But it's kind of like if you're a dark side user, you're a Satanist. If you're a Sith, you're a full-blown demon. Big difference. But they're in the same alley,
Yeah. And so I think people, like I said, and people get that all confused. So let's see here. And how did Luke turn on the saber in Disney canon? Sorry, don't pay. Oh yeah, I read that one already. And let's see here. Disney be like, what does this button do? Correct.
Yeah.
And Miss Martin Muse is Teresa. Hello, and her customary rose with a hand wave.
Yeah.
Good morning, darling, from California. And what are you enjoying this fine, probably afternoon for you now, or noontime for you? So, and I have my coffee in
I can guess what she's enjoying. I guess it's
Okay.
going to say coffee with, and then there's 50 other words below it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how accurate you are with that. All right. And let's see here. Let's get into a little commercial show. And I wish I didn't take it off my screen. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, Amy is correct in the chat. It says, see Darth Bane Path of Destruction for different types of dark side users. Only the baddest of the bad could be Lords of the Sith. Yes. And quite often the Sith Lords would be extremely intelligent too.
Exactly.
What? Snail Messiah says, hi, Stig. I found out I have family in Sweden. Going to visit them tomorrow. Don't judge me. I'm judging you.
You just put yourself out there to be judged.
Yeah, that's not cool. Snail Messiah is from Denmark, and the Danes are normal. The Danes are normals. The people from Finland, the people from Iceland, all that. It's just the Swedes, and all those countries agree with me too. It's the Swedes.
Yeah,
they're the shit.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go into a little commercial break here, offered to us by Steve Kenobi's channel here.
You gotta be entertaining. Yeah, lunch announcements are prime time.
Lunchables peanut butter and jelly with a crispy rice treat. Feed your great ideas.
Well, I fuck the queen, I fuck Bach, I even suck gentleman, so what? So what? And I fuck the sea, I fuck the goat, I ran my top right down and from so what?
And there you go. There's our commercial break. And if you guys like what Stig shares on his YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. All fun, laughter, all of that. No one expected me to do that, but I thought it was.
Yeah, I have some old commercials that are not very PC.
Yeah,
and there's old Star Wars stuff too.
Yes, there is.
It's just a retro channel with. Oh, there's cartoons and movies as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, I got away with it.
Abu Nas, what the hell did I just watch?
Well, Abu Nas, you need to watch my channel more often. Because
yes, you need to. It's laughter. It's so much fun. Like you said, it's not PC, but it's fun. It's fun. Very fun. Yeah. Let's see here. And then Soul Assassin, Metallica, nice.
Yep.
And actually enjoying a mango nada. Mango nada. So that sounds like an alcohol beverage or something. What is that, Teresa?
It's a mongoloida.
A mongoloida? All right. I know. I was like, okay, I need to go and pull up like a commercial or something from Stig's channel. And I was doing this morning, and I was like, I don't have time to upload anything right now. And I was like, and I'm going through them, and I get to the Lunchable one because it seems sweet and innocent, but I know that you posted it, so it's not going to be sweet and innocent, right?
Well, some of them are okay though, but it's very random. You know?
Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, I got to share this. I just got to share this.
You know what? The reason why I put those things up there was because all of a sudden I had 200 subs, and there was no content on my channel. People had just subbed to my YouTube profile. Yeah. For me being on panels and stuff. And so I was like, shit, I should put something on, you know? So I started just putting up random things that I thought people would like to watch, you know? And it's not anything I made. I just found the commercials somewhere and just put them up, and, you know. But there's some skits and stuff from comedy shows there as well. I just, figured, if people swing by, and even if it doesn't have any original content, at least they could watch stuff that might cheer them up a bit. Yeah.
And this was a great little, break between comics here that makes you laugh, makes you like, oh my God, what the hell did I just read? Like some people did. You know,
Did you see the wedding commercial?
I
That
think
one's
I'm.
even that one's even better. You should play that one.
Oh,
It's
maybe
near,
next.
it's right near the top. It's
Okay.
it's only 30 seconds though.
Yeah.
Yeah, go play that one now.
Go play it now.
Yeah, I want to see your reaction to it.
Oh, you want me to just put it on the channel or no? Like share
Yeah,
it?
just share it and play it.
Okay.
It's just the best wedding thing ever or something.
Okay. What's the name of it?
It's right at the top under videos.
Okay. Let's see.
Uh,
I have the D&D Satan game, Lunchable commercial, all natural burger commercial. They're not in the order that you think they are.
yes,
when
they
I'm
are.
Okay. I don't see it.
It's well, you need to click videos.
Yeah, my sort by is date added, the newest.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. What's the title to it? Because I don't see it. Because I have the first one is showing the D&D is Satan game, then Lunchable commercial, all natural burger commercial. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and share first. Okay. It was down further than what we expected. Let me take that one out. All right, you guys, one more commercial, then we're going to get back into the comic here. And mind you, this probably will prohibit me from getting monetized for this stream, but that's okay.
No, I don't think so. It's not copyrighted.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, hell no. Oh, what did I just watch? Oh, hell no. It's talk about the proposal commercial.
Oh, I guess he's seen it. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, that's hilarious. His ass starts vibrating. That's so bad. Oh my God. The things that we share and the things that we laugh at. Holy hell. All right. So let's get back into this. Let's see here. Everybody's probably cracking up at this now. New comments. Oh, it's not letting me go to the new comments. Damn you, StreamYard. Damn you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stig, for the great commercial breaks. Hosted, of course, sponsored by Stig Kenobi. But anyways, let's get on.
She should have ordered a drink. Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, shit. I just took a drink and almost spit it out all over the friggin' computer. Excuse me. Just imagine, okay, so just imagine this before we go on. You know how sometimes we see people put the ring in the bottom of a champagne glass? Like they tell them to, go do something and they slide the ring in the champagne glass. They pick it up, drink it, and see it. Imagine if he did that with that little vibrator ring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what you could do though? Turn the vibrator ring on and drop it in her teacup to stir the tea.
Hopefully it's not used.
Yeah.
Because that would add a whole different flavor to your tea. Just saying.
Stephanie's in the chat. You just missed the commercial, Stephanie. The wedding commercial.
I know it's not uploading here. It's like comments, and I can't see the people that are coming in right now. So, hello, how are you doing? I wish I can highlight it, but I can't right now.
Well, I can read them if I.
Okay. Yeah, because StreamYard is stuck right now, and it's not letting me see the comments that are coming in. So, piss on them. All right. So we're getting into this next one here. So we're coming in from what had happened last. Basically Luke being an asshat, being grounded, running off with a hissy fit, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And, so basically this right here, this is what I shared on the cover. I like this here. So if anything that looked good was this right here in a way with the artist that is doing these ones here. And basically Friendly Fire is what it's called. And let's see who. So the pencil is Stephanie Crete.
I think so.
So I believe this is her art. If this is the same one, this Stephanie's the one who did this art here. She's the one that penciled it. Inking and coloring is just going over the pencil work. So these two here, Julian and Stephanie, who penciled it, he inked it, and then Gabe colors it. So she's responsible for the art, I'm guessing. The coloring is magnificent. I like the coloring. It's good. The planet Arrochar. So we're still in the Arrochar. And, basically it's still, we still know that this is a planet that's going to possibly house the new base for the Rebel Alliance, right?
Yep. And we see the fleets orbiting the planet, and it's all cool. Oh, and that droid.
Mm-hmm.
I think Abu Nas will back me up on this. This looks like a later version of the droid in the Knights of the Old Republic games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like, and a more advanced model.
Yeah. I see that. I know what you're talking about. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. Oh goodness. Okay. So the most important thing to remember, that friggin' proposal commercial just got me all choked up. All right. That most important thing to remember about the Z95 Headhunter is, so they're basically talking to, the higher commands of Arrochar's military, basically, right?
Yeah, and they're using headhunter ships, which predated the X-Wing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The headhunters before that, and that goes all the way back to the old X-Wing games from the early 90s. Because when you're playing the TIE Fighter game, the early missions are set early in the timeline, and you're fighting the headhunters rather than X-Wings. And you gradually start running into X-Wings, A-Wings, and whatever later on as the time progresses in the story. Yeah. So this is completely in canon, and it's continuity big time.
Yeah, exactly. And so Wedge is giving them basically basic instructions about like the Z95s, basically the headhunters and stuff, and telling them it's not basically in terms of tech, you will it's not, in terms of tech, it's not you will be on par with the standard Imperial TIE fighters, but basically it's not as advanced as the X-Wings or the T-65s. So.
It's the headhunters are almost like the Naboo starfighters in a sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very similar.
And they want the T-65, so they want the X-Wings, but Wedge was told to give them the headhunters. And so they're having this back and forth here because they don't want these older versions of starfighters, right? They want the newer versions. They want to be trained in the newer versions. And so that's what's going on there.
Look, those officers though. They look like something out of the American Civil War.
With their sideburns and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they do.
Like General Beauregard, or something. Beauregard Warburton, or something, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like they took like a picture from a drawing from that era and like kind of just use that as an example. Maybe, I don't know.
And look at them though. The top picture and the bottom picture. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. They look retarded.
But the thing is, like, okay, so I'm not trying to. This is not defending of anything. This is just how I see it. Arrochar basically is a planet that's very secluded, that never really got into the bigger politics and the bigger galaxy, and that's why they're wanting to make a name for themselves through the Rebel Alliance, I guess you can say, in the marriage with Princess Leia. And so you can kind of see that they look a bit, I wouldn't say primitive, but as less advanced. But of course, they don't have, starfighters either.
Well, it's they're that planet and that people are just there for this story, really. That's it's it's like a filler episode, isn't it, from a sci-fi show? Kind of like Firefly or whatever. One of the characters has to get married. Then,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like that.
Yeah. So basically, they have their back and forth. The military heads here really want the T-65, and they're giving them the headhunters, and they don't like that. Basically,
no.
And Wedge kind of realizes that too. Basically, like, well, we understand, but this is our orders, kind of deal. So we have that back and forth going on. Wedge tries to talk sense into them and stuff, and he basically says, don't try to scare us with your stories of the Empire. We gave you our world. Give us something to fly in that's not an antique. So basically they're, like, don't give us that antique shit.
Well, look at their clothes.
They're like, we're following your
antiques.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. And so Wedge is walking back. He's all blasted. It's the archers again. And then, so that's Leia up there. She's up on the X-Wing right there. What's wrong, Wedge? Thing is, they're right about the fighters. At least we should be training them in combat ready T-65s. Our headhunters are barely fit for drills. So
yeah, the headhunters are becoming obsolete.
Exactly. So if anything the story gives us is some kind of continuity with, the evolution of the fighters, basically.
What's in Disney canon? The Rebels got the B-Wings before the X-Wings.
What?
In Disney canon, yeah. Filoni did it in Rebels.
That's right. I see. Yeah. I didn't follow Rebels too close because it was like a shitty show, so I didn't know.
Yeah, and in the old canon, they got the B-Wings between episode 4 and 6. I think it was Akbar had a lot to do with it. Actually, I think he invented them or something, or designed them.
Yeah, because we don't even have it.
Yeah, because in episode 4, you don't see the B-Wings. They don't have the B-Wings. And, they have one rebel base, which is why they say the hidden rebel base. If they blow up that one with the rebels on it, the rebels are dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
So they have they have the X-Wings. That's the first ones they got after the headhunters. And but now they had B-Wings before the X-Wings, and it doesn't even line up with the movies at all.
Yeah. Of course. Look at, he's already rewriting. He's already, hurting Revenge of the Sith continuity with the clone troopers again.
Yeah.
Was the biochip relevant or was it not? Why did you do it then to now make it obsolete now? You could have just left it alone, because Attack of the Clone clearly shares that they were genetically modified to obey, and that. So
genetically, not cybernetically.
Exactly. And you know, and I'm looking for that quote again and that information again, but even George basically wanted it to be genetic modification, not biochip. So I got to find that information again. I shared it like maybe half a year ago, I think, and I wish I would have saved it. I went to go look it up on Wikipedia, and that shit's all screwed up because I found it there, and then I found it on an article and stuff like that, what George said about the biochips, or that, you know, basically the genetic cloning of the clones, and that he only meant it for being genetic, you know, whatever. Well, now they're redoing everything, and it's the Wikipedia is to shit when it comes to the biochips.
Oh, Wikipedia got busted editing stuff just to piss off people they had argued with too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I've already encountered a Wikipedia person, you know, and Twitter that thinks that, you know, because he has edited Wikipedia for 10 years, that he's basically well versed in what George wanted the EU to be, or the canon to be, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently he knew better than the person who was in charge of Lucasfilm licensing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So anyways, I digress from that. So basically now he's talking with Leia. She's up there tending to the X-Wing, you know, so, you know, it shows that she has a lot of knowledge, more so than what we give her credit for, and stuff when it comes to, you know, mechanic, you know, fighting and all that. She may not be the best out of the twins, but she does, you know her stuff. So
yeah, and you know, just because Luke is probably a better fighter doesn't make her less useful, because she can she has a hell of a lot of skills that makes fights not happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is way more important, especially when they have a limited supply of troops.
Yeah, and I think it complements them as twins. And you know, she may have her father's attitude, she has her mom's political stance, basically her political wisdom, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you know, well, my opinion was always that if you take away the Death Star attack, right, then Leia is way more important to the rebellion than Luke is.
Yeah.
Luke blew up the Death Star, you know, that was a biggie. But
yeah,
Leia is one of the leaders. She's one of the. She was actually the one who designed the attack plan too.
Yep, exactly. Oh, but you know, I'm going to go there. Alphabet Squadron said that, you know, it's all Jan or Jen Urso.
Yeah, Jan Urso, the one they didn't even hide that they ripped off.
Right. Right. And you know, and Luke wasn't as important. And I know you're not saying that Luke was not important.
Oh no,
a good point.
Was very important, but between him and Leia, if you remove the Death Star attack, then Leia is easily more important to the rebellion, not to the you know, the Jedi side of things, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here we are, and they're discussing, you know, his meeting with the military heads there and stuff, and you know, they're talking about that and stuff, and basically she says Mon Mothma should have a new arrangement with our contacts at Incom in a few weeks' time. They have their own troubles with the Empire, so basically, you know, they're trying to go with their technicalities, you know, and all of that. You know, Leia's put herself in a crazy spot here. Again, yeah, I agree. And I've always thought about this when I first read this. This is just a knockoff to Courtship of Princess Leia, you know, comic-wise, in a different time frame. You know, Courtship of Princess Leia happens like what, a few years or like 4 years after Return of the Jedi, something like that.
Yeah, it's Courtship is fairly early on in the post Return of the Jedi's. It's after the X-Wing books, I think. Right after the X-Wing books, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, so it's around in that time frame. And so Wedge says the Arrochars look at the battle like Yavin and think one brave pilot and an X-Wing are all it takes. And you know, so that's why they want it. They've seen Luke's accomplishment. Mind you, this is the planet that's secluded.
Yeah.
They already know was, well, not who he was name wise, but who the pilot was and the X-Wing.
Yeah. It's basically when, a soccer match, the guy who scores the goal gets celebrated, but someone else built up the attack. That was the wingman and the midfielders, maybe a striker partner, whatever. And Wedge is right, because Luke wouldn't have managed to blow up the Death Star at all if it wasn't for Biggs and Han Solo. And Wedge saved him once too. So it's a team effort. Luke fired the final shot.
Yeah, exactly. And right here, this is a fairly nice pick drawing of her right here. So I like this right here. So that's okay right here. But this artwork in these last two comics kind of are like, I don't know. But that's how we see with these series of comics. You get some great, phenomenal artists and stuff, and then you get some shitty ones, and you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, and these comics, I believe, are near the end of the EU, right before Disney took over.
Yeah, right. Yes, this was like 2013, I think. Yeah, which makes me question, why did they do another Marry the Prince to Save the Rebellion kind of story?
I don't know.
Mind you, the one with Princess Leia wasn't to save the rebellion; it was to help make a bigger alliance for the New Republic. But this one's for so we have one going on in the New Republic kind of thing, and then this one for the Rebel Alliance, which I don't know.
It's the same story though.
Mm-hmm.
Or the same plot.
Yeah, same plot. We still have Han being jealous about this. Although,
do you know the difference between story and plot?
What?
Plot is basically the points in the story.
Yeah.
The story is everything between the plot points.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff confuse it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, and you're a writer, so you know a lot about that and stuff.
Used to be.
Well, I mean, yeah, you used to be, but still doesn't mean that you're going to lose the knowledge of how to write, right? At least I would think you wouldn't.
Yeah. I used to write. Now I just talk.
Yeah, there you go.
And in 10 years I'll just be thinking.
Mm-hmm. So basically she asks about Luke, and she basically tells him that she's worried about Luke, and Wedge is like, he'll be fine, he's just adjusting. We have C-3PO coming up, he's like, Mistress Leia, and I must remind you that you are due at the palace, Your Highness. The third function this week, is it? Basically, so we know that she has to head over to the palace and stuff. But she'd rather be in the hangar, working and being available, for everybody there, because she doesn't see herself as superior. She sees herself just the same as everybody else, fighting for the cause.
Yeah.
She's the leader. And that's good leadership status. This is a strong female character, right?
Oh, hell yes.
Mm-hmm. So.
And this is what the EU did with Leia, though. They fleshed her out and built her up even more. They didn't screw up Leia. They never did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then so basically she says the fifth and the Arrochar royals practically see it with disapproval at their princess to be down here with the pilots and deck crews. So basically she's like, they don't like it that she hangs out with the common people, but she don't care. She doesn't care. She's going to do what she needs to do to help and to make everybody as a team, basically. And that's a good leader. A good leader doesn't separate themselves away from everybody else and gives commands, right? They put themselves in their shoes as well, as much as they can, so there we go. And then we have Luke. He's meditating on that little pillar there in the ruins of and this place right here had ancient tribes that the human settlers, fought and could gain control of Arrochar. So I'm pretty sure this is some of the ruins, I'm guessing. So that's a little history there.
It looks like a cool place to sit, though.
Yeah, it
Truly
does. Mm-hmm. It does.
He's trying to contact Ben Kenobi,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not getting a reply because I'm on the coffee chat and I'm busy.
Right? You're too busy to listen to him right now. And so he's kind of distressed. He's calling out to Ben Kenobi. Mind you, he says, Ben, like I said, and like I said earlier, when we first began the stream, is the Obi-Wan series. It's like, yeah, he may be going out on a mission as a Jedi, but during that time frame, 9-10 years after, from his exile, he associates himself as Ben. So, I would say it'd be more common sense to be Ben Kenobi series or something, but I digress. That's just my thought. But anyways, is that your so someone comes up on him and hands him his comm, basically saying this is beeping, and so he picks it up, and basically there's a thing to return to base, and he basically kind of badmouths Wesh here. He's like, oh, look, and he wants to punish me further, kind of deal. So he's still being an asshole. So I'm just gonna plainly say it. He's being an asshole here. Luke is. He's being out of his mind over things and stuff like that. So he's still very much immature at this point. He still has a lot of growth to do. But mind you, we're like 4 or 5 months after the Battle of Yavin. So we see Luke growing here. So we're at the Arrochar's royal house, and basically the prince tells her, people are talking about you. And she's like, excuse me, talking about what? And he's like, about you. You are a princess. You don't need to concern yourself with snub fighter maintenance or security drills. It's inappropriate. And she goes and sees him. She's in her suit here. And then she's all, Prince, I understand the problem, but I am loyal to the rebellion and my people first and foremost. The trappings of royalty have never been a chief concern for me. And she asks him, are you actually upset, or are others whispering in your ear? So she calls him out because she's not afraid to. And look who's creeping in the foreground here.
Yep. Eye patch man.
Mm-hmm. His eye glowing there. We see him all, grayed out, shadowed out, and just his eye patch glowing here. So I don't think you expected me to give up my military life. So she's putting him on the spot here. She's like, I'm not going to give up anything. And basically tells her there are expectations we must live up to. I will be king of Arrochar one day. Its queen should be, and she's like, should be what? And should be proper, should be better. And then we have the creeper here, having that smile in the background, and his eyes like gleaming in, his cybernetic eyes like gleaming in that background here, menacing looking. The alliance was formed in part to break away from elitism like that. I consider myself no better than anyone else I fight beside. The Empire would divide the galaxy. The Alliance would unite it. So there we go. What do you think about Leia's stance here, Steve?
I'm liking Leia in this comic, but I'm not liking the story.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm also liking that Luke is a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of gone from being the number one hero, being celebrated and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then, the regular day-to-day stuff happens. And
and he's not
he's not the hotshot anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
his place.
Yeah. He's being hit by reality.
Mm-hmm.
The Rebel Alliance isn't just explosions and glory.
Exactly.
He basically started at the top by blowing up the Death Star. First thing he did. He'd been a rebel, for 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's kind of like a breath of fresh air when it comes to Luke, in a sense, as for this evolution to happen, because then it starts to humble him. It's, you know, it adds, once he learns this lesson and stuff, it matures him to see a more calmer Luke, you know, as we progress in the story towards Empire Strikes Back and towards Return of the Jedi. You know, and the one thing that I always will say is that he never gave up. He came close to, you know, like he's throwing a bitch fit right now, right? You know, but he's never given up, because that his morality, his morals are basically, his friends and stuff. And that's probably why he's, confused about Leia right now, is because he feels like he is being pushed aside, that he's not important to her, that he would, he himself makes his friends important, kind of deal. He doesn't have this understanding because he never was exposed to this type of politics for being a farm boy, water moisturizer farmer on Tatooine, right? So this is a whole big experience for him. So this, like I agree with you, Stig. This is a breath of fresh air.
He's 19 or 20 at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
so,
at an age where kids, young adults think they know it all, that it's all about them.
Yeah.
And they're very arrogant, very cocky.
Yeah, that's when they start doing mostly peaceful protests.
Oh my God. All right. And so she's making him feel uncomfortable. And he basically says, you'd make this harder for me. I may be a prince, but I have to answer to the host of powerful people. Even your uniform offends them. And she's like, what? Everything out of your mouth is about others, about the court, about your advisors. What do you say? Do I offend you? Do I embarrass you? So she's putting him on the spot.
Yeah. And that bottom picture of Leia there was great.
Oh, right here? Yeah.
No, the other one, the previous. There.
Yeah. And then here we have Luke. He made his way into the palace here. So he's running. And he's in his Tatooine garbs, which I guess is fine. He did carry them with him, of course, and blah, 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 blah. So it is what it is. And so he runs up to the guards, and they're like, whoa, can we help you? He goes, look, I'm looking for Princess Leia. I was told she wanted to see me.
And then Leia snubs him.
Mm-hmm.
Which he doesn't like that. He looks like a psycho, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he kind of looks like Kate Skywalker right here. In a second. I don't know.
He looks like he's underbite almost. It's
He's got like a small chin.
Yeah, it's like every third face is okay drawn, and the rest is just really weird. I mean, if you just saw that picture,
mm-hmm.
that little frame, you wouldn't know it's Luke Skywalker.
Mm-mm. Leia's looks okay here next to him. Her side profile.
Yeah, it's a weird comic. It's just no consistency.
I think this is the first comic that we really tore the art down more than any other.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, how many comics have we done now? It's probably 100.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably there's 20 per omnibus roundabout, and we've done. I think this is. Let's see. We did the two Menace Revealed, and then we did the two. Menace Revealed. That was 2 of them, and then it was 4 Clone Wars. No, 3 Clone Wars ones.
Yeah. 3 of that, and then a Rebellion on the second one.
Yeah. So we've done. This is the 7th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So 6 times 20. That's 120.
Yeah, something like that.
No, 6. Yeah. That's 120 comics, but we did probably skip 20 of them because there was some weird ones in there. So yeah, we've probably done about 100 comics.
Yeah, that's safe to say. Yeah, and so this really tells you that the art is relatively right now relatively great when it comes to comics. We do have some that are, like what we're experiencing now. That's like, okay, well, this is not really well done, kind of deal. So here we go. So now we're back on base here, and the princess is a busy person, Skywalker. What can I do for you? Reporting for duty, ma'am. So basically he's like, well, since, she snubbed me and stuff, I need to make use of myself and keep myself busy. And so he reports back in. He's grounded, so he's not, he can't, be with the squadron right now.
Yeah. Oh, and look, black people in the rebellion. Disney said that wasn't the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It looks like this guy is this guy. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. They look very similar. The Rebel Alliance responder here.
Yeah, because the artist is shit at drawing faces.
It's like, well, let's just use the same bald guy without the ribbon and the cybernetic eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he reports to duty, and basically she says, she's all, the young commander must be perfect for an assignment with the Arrochar Mountain Ranger. So that she's given him commands. Of course, the handler of the prince is here, and it's routine mission, but perhaps it would be good if one of your own worked with some of the Arrochar's soldiers, considering it a public relations exercise. And basically Luke says, I'd be honored, General. And this is setting something up. I'm not going to talk more about it. That's coming up next Thursday.
It's
a little exciting.
He has the Empire Strikes Back outfit on him too.
Yes, exactly. And this sets up what's coming in. I think the next plot that's coming up, or the next storyline of this plot that's coming up, is a little bit more exciting than what we've gone through in these two. So that'll be next Thursday. So stay tuned for that. So now we have Arrochar space here, and alert. So an Imperial ship just dropped out of light speed. So we have that going on here. So, and we have this here, and it's like a droid type of ship. It's an Imperial super hauler. So Han recognizes it, and so now they're on alert, and so Han's like, okay, well, we can investigate it, and they're saying it's kind of derelict in a sense, and so Han's gonna go and investigate.
Yes. Speaking of derelict intellect. Matt Wilkins is back in the chat.
Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Stig's losing his memory comes with his age. I don't know if this is all caught up, because like I said, StreamYard wasn't giving me everybody.
Isn't Wilkins older than I am?
I don't know your guys' age.
Really?
Yeah. I know. I think we settled kind of like we're almost all the same age. Almost all. I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know.
But one of us is younger.
You're gonna pull the young lad card compared to Matt, right? Oh goodness. All right. So here we go. So Han's like, I'm gonna investigate as well. And Mon Mothma is like, we have to send a ship there, blah 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 blah, investigate. And so that's what they plan on doing. And Han basically says that I know of blind spots. I can take my ship and investigate it further and take a closer look. So of course, Han from, he put himself into that. This is his own choice to take this position that was given to him, by Mon Mothma and stuff. So that really shows like some character growth and, in a sense, and.
And Crix Madine.
Mm-hmm. There he is.
Top picture. He was saved by Kal Katarn.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He was defecting from the Empire, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's shortly before this.
Mm-hmm.
Very shortly before this.
Yeah. Yeah, good catch. I forgot about that. But yeah, that's Crix right there. I was like, oh, look at there's Crix. But yeah. So we see, a lot of the Rebel Alliance are, people who deflected from the Empire some way, shape, or form, or it was even a part of the Senate, and like Mon Mothma and even Leia and her father and stuff like that, and created the Rebel Alliance and stuff. So
Yeah, and Crix Madine is not in episode 4. He joined later, so he has just joined at this point.
Yeah,
because it happens after Kal Katarn and Jan Urso, and I know Jan Ors, steals the Death Star plans.
yes,
And then they rescue Crix Madine because they start investigating the Dark Trooper project.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Yep.
need information from Crix Madine, who is kept in a
Yeah.
prison facility.
Yes, continuity. Oh my God, it's a thing. Right?
Yeah.
Only in the classical Star Wars. Mind you,
Yeah.
you could go and like Disney and Star Wars for the story and stuff like that, but don't go for the continuity. It's not there.
Nope.
It's not there. Star Wars has always been about one timeline, history, what have you, continuity, the Disney Star Wars, not so much. So you can like it. That's fine. I'm not going to stop you, whatever, but don't expect the continuity. It's not there. It's not there. So, all right. So basically, they're planning on investigating the ship. Han's going to go and further investigate as well. And we have Luke with the Rangers on the mission here. And they're kind of like belittling him here. They're teasing about him because of who, of him being a part of the Rebel Alliance. And we're starting to learn that they don't really care for Leia and her group very much. So, yeah. So, and, they haven't found Hoth yet. So this is not Hoth. They're still on Arrochar.
Yeah.
This kind of foreshadows a little bit with his outfit and stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing they have a set of
Terrain.
uniforms. Yeah, for uniforms for different climates.
Exactly.
Because all of the rebels wear the same outfit on Hoth,
Yeah.
right? So it's just cold weather outfit.
Yeah, and he does notice, like he looks up, he notices it's the Falcon, and like, come on, stranger, let's move on. And he's like, it's Skywalker, and then they're like, I know that, stranger. And then basically, so listen, let me tell you what you're in for. Our mission is to replace a damaged fuel cell at the top of this mountain here, part of our planetary defense grid. So that's what they tell him. That's what they tell him. And, they check up on him. They tease him, like, how are you doing back there? How's your breathing? Luke's like, I'm fine. And they call him a flatlander because, he's from Tatooine. So they're teasing him a lot in here. And Luke still is in his shitty mood. He doesn't like being teased, all of that. That
shot of them on the mountain side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the Lord of the Rings movie poster.
It does, huh?
Yeah.
Think about now that
Yeah.
I think about that, but it does. There you go. Okay. And then so they tease and say, well, as we go on, you're gonna, you will see how you feel as we get further into this elevation here, basically.
Yeah.
And so later, of course, Luke starts coughing around and basically gets elevation sickness.
Yeah.
So there we go. So
He's reached a new low. He has elevation sickness. Oh, the irony.
right. and so they have their thing going back and forth here again. And he still reminds them it's Skywalker and whatever. So then they make up base. They tell him we can go on further if you want, or we can stay here. He's like, let's go further. And finally they get to a destination. They make their camp here to rest. And so basically, so tell us, why do you want to change Arrochar? And Luke is like, change it? We aren't here to change it. The Alliance doesn't do that. And then basically ask back, what makes Arrochar or any other world valuable to the rebellion? Is it integrity and identity? So, they're asking all these questions here, kind of in suspicion, I guess you can say. Maybe they're rightfully so. Don't misunderstand. We know the royals invited you in, but the average Arrochar, they are a different sort of people. The royals have ambition, but Arrochar likes its privacy. We like keeping to ourselves. So basically, they're kind of like telling Luke to back off in a sense. I don't know, and they're very suspicious, I guess, or something's going to happen. The empire grows larger every day. It's only a matter of time before it comes to Arrochar, and you won't just lose your privacy. They'll make you slaves, basically. That uncle I mentioned, he had no interest in the rebellion in the galaxy or having anything beyond the farm and family. But that didn't stop stormtroopers from coming and killing him and Aunt Beru. Yeah. And that's still fresh. That, mind you, that's not too far away from, they're not that far away from when it happened in timeline. And so basically he says that truly happened. I'm sorry. But Rangers have defended Arrochar for 1,000 years and will continue to do so. I respect your personal commitment, but truthfully, we don't want you here. And Luke's like, I'm sorry. But you are a soldier like us, and soldiers do what they are told. Yes. You did good today. The altitude sickness will subside by the morning. We have 1,500 meters to hike tomorrow. So sleep well, Skywalker. And then, so that I think that concludes their little story on their little their hike there. And then
for this comic, but more happens. I think there's 2 comics at least left of this story.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Is just for this comic, we will see what further happens in the next, which sets up something I think that's very, intriguing, I guess you can say, or and stuff. So
we are coming up to the storyline that ties into the Battle of Jabim.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. Oh, I'm excited.
That one was done insanely well.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
It's almost like a duology.
Yeah. Yeah. We have the father, then the son, right?
Yeah. And you haven't read that one yet, correct?
I'm saving it till we come upon it.
Oh, you're gonna have like a positive meltdown over that one.
Oh, you're gonna hear about it. You are gonna hear about it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You know how I get sometimes.
I get pictures in the inbox of look, continuity. Look.
Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Yes, I'm excited. All right, so let's get back to this. I think I understand the problems, Your Highness. So basically they're exploring, they're investigating the ship here. The hauler suffered a data failure. So basically there's a data failure. I think this is powered by droids in a sense. That's what this is coming to. We have the Falcon, flying in undetectable areas of that ship, the freight, and or the hauler. And so they're investigating everything right there. And let's see here. Looks utterly normal, no signs. So basically there's no signs of like any bad intent, I guess you could say. It looks authentic. It looks like they had problems. Basically the ship is kind of derelict. They're kind of trapped. They can't do anything until they get everything functioning and go back into hyperspace to leave. I guess what it said here is that this is one of the main routes that these type of haulers would go on hyperspace and through hyperspace, and that because they had communication problems or like technical problems, they got kicked out of hyperspace near the planet here. So that's what the conclusion of this one is so far. And then, so that's what happens is like the ship had malfunctions, and so it took them out of hyperspace. So it makes sense. That's how it goes. So
look at that throne, though. That's a steep staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dragging those robes with them and stuff. That's an accident waiting to happen.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Because, those those robes they wear and stuff, they're long.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like the king gives a speech and then steps on it and falls down, and then the
And
king
they're
is dead.
The king is dead. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, and then you can see like someone plotting through the seamstress of their robes, like, oh, put a little snag here. When they step down, their foot's gonna get caught and they're gonna go off the edge.
Yeah, that.
But it's a nice. I like this. The artist architecture is really, really good.
Yeah, I'm liking the building itself. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a little bit like Naboo, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I think there's a portion where it shares. I think not this one, but the comic after this one, where it shares like the domed roofs of these, and it looked a lot like Naboo. So yeah. So Prince, are you Prince? You are a credit for your family name and to your world. You've played your part to perfection. And he's like, is that so? So his minion comes, or the handler comes. Oh yes, but the job isn't done. So basically, they have that conversation. This kind of thickens the plot here for the storylines coming up that we're going to review next Thursday. Makes you kind of like think in a sense. And then so Luke, he's supposed to be resting, but he's not. And he hears something, maybe. He's like, question mark. He's like, Ben. And then he's like, Ben. And then he's walking.
That, if you go back to that top picture, looks like Norway. Completely.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like where I live.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you can see all the stars at night. And I was like, yeah, that's
nice.
I've seen this,
They're like, that's just right outside my door.
Yeah.
And there you go. And then we get back to them investigating the ship, and 3PO gave the hauler the navigation information it needs. Yes, Mistress Leia. So basically they're giving them the information they need so the ship can leave, so they are not detected, right? So that's what they're doing. I'm fluent, and of course we have C3PO's little 6 dozen Imperial labor droids. I'm fluent in 6 dozen Imperial labor droids protocols and all relevant machines subroutines. So basically he can understand them. He has a little bit of what do you call it? I can't come up with the name. Yeah, so he can help out, basically. I cannot come up with the name.
Translate.
Yeah, translators are, protocol, stuff. Yeah. So far as the hauler is concerned, my information originates from Coruscant. There you go, Coruscant, and is routed through the dispatch station near Lantilles. And then she asks Han, what are you seeing out there? And he goes, oh, my gut tells me we're in the clear on this one, Princess. Do me a favor, she says to him, and just stick around until it decides to leave, would you? And then he goes, sticking around, not my strongest suit, but for you. So here we go. This kind of, like, again, we know his intentions of sticking around. Of course, it's friends, but then, of course, he has a thing for Leia. We already know that. The navigation link is reestablished. It's powering its engines and stuff. And so it leaves. There you go. It leaves. So. And then this is the end of it. And look what is left.
Yeah. Probe droids.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's left. That's there. And
transmitting information
to
someone.
Yeah. And my guess that this was left, like this was already left the hauler before they even started investigating it. So it got further away so it wouldn't be detected.
Yeah, it was further away. You see it in the previous picture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was basically just floating around.
And it wasn't detected or anything right there. So again, the plot thickens. I think these two ones here in this little series, not so much, like I wasn't too it didn't excite me as much. You know, I understood why Luke had to go through what he did, but the story was just not.
It feels like a filler.
Yeah.
And a spoiler, it kind of is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall, you know, I give these two a 5 out of 10, and maybe I've even been kind. Actually, I give it a 4.
Yeah.
Because the artwork is. Why is Wilkins yelling my name?
I don't know. Stig. I
don't know. He's freaking out over something.
I know. And Abunas, I know you already left already, but thank you for coming in and listening and enjoying the commercials and the talk, all of that. All right. Yeah, I don't know why he's yelling at you. So go on again, Stig. Sorry.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm giving these two comics a 4 out of 10 because the artwork on the faces, you know, it's terrible. Yeah, even the people in the chat said so too.
Mm-hmm.
It was really shit. But you know, the buildings and all that look fantastic. You know, but I didn't like this one. Simple as that. Not all the EU is great.
No, it's
There's
not.
Some shit stuff.
Yeah.
One, The Shadows of Mindor. That's a really shit book. I hate it. Took me a year to read the damn thing.
I liked it. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I thought it was decent.
And then Death Troopers.
Oh God, I know. That was on Literature Review. So if you guys want to know more about that and what Stig feels about that, I will share the link with you guys on Twitter. You guys can go back and watch that because, you know, Stig wasn't too thrilled with this.
I know Toriel didn't like it one bit either.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Teresa liked it.
I think Matt Wilkins liked it. I think so. I think that's the one that I liked. Mm-hmm. I think he gave it a good review when he reviewed it. So you got quiet. Did I lose Stig?
No, it's just it was basically just a zombie story that they glued into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right. But as soon as Han and Chewie showed up, you know they're not going to die.
Yeah.
You know, so Han and Chewie shows up halfway through the book, and it's like, okay, they're not going to die. So basically, you have a horror story where you know who's not going to die.
Yeah.
So you know, the threat to the characters just dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a zombie one.
Yeah, it is. And so we have Chaos Man. This is our this is out of context, but I have always viewed Arrochar as a personal enemy of the Skywalkers, being born on the same planet they originate, and his relationship with Anakin and feeling responsible.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely a personal enemy of Cade Skywalker.
Correct.
Big time.
He wanted Cade Skywalker for his abilities, just like any other Darksider or Sith wanted a Skywalker for, right? In a sense, is to use them for their abilities, and that's it. So, and then he goes on for what happened, his rise to power being the main reason Jason fell, and all things he did to the Skywalker fells in the Legacy comics. He really had a hate for anyone from Anakin's line.
Kind of. You know, because he knew what Anakin did.
Because he was raised a Tusken.
Yeah, and he also knew what Anakin did with the Jedi Order. Yeah. So it's Well, the thing with Jason though, it's that wasn't Asherah Het's intent.
Yeah,
it's more like a side effect, but he was a bit involved with that one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Asherah didn't fall to make Jason, or go to the dark side to make Jason fall.
No.
Jason fell because he's seen that vision that his daughter was sitting next to, Asherah in that vision.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say Asherah, his turn wasn't because of the Skywalkers or not liking them and stuff. He was also kidnapped by the Vong and tortured and all that. Same way as Jason was.
You know what would have been interesting though? Further down the line, in comics or novels or something, that Asherah Het ended up being the one who killed Alana.
Oh, I know, right? That just imagine. That just gave me chills, because just imagine if that was the plot.
Or if he ended up killing Jaina or Ben.
Yeah.
You know?
We don't know what happened with them. We go from them being set up after Crucible for the big three, him, Ben, Jag, and Jaina, right? And then the Fel Empire being created, while Ben finally taking the reins of the Jedi Order somewhere down the line, to now us seeing, his descendants or his family, whatever. And so we don't have any story of like what exactly happened. And we know that Asherah Het was in some kind of hibernation trance for a long time, right?
Yeah. But he did meet the Vongs at some point as well. But Crucible, though, a lot of people say that that's the ending, that's the send off, and blah blah blah. It wasn't intended to be. It was intended to be the beginning.
Yeah,
because that was the passing of the torch book.
Yes, it was.
And they were going to have Han, Luke, and Leia take the back seat and have them do cameos, basically, from there on out. And it was going to be about Jaina and Ben and Han Solo's son as well. But it never happened because Disney pulled the plug. So they were absolutely going to tie the events from after Crucible into the legacy period. They had 100 years or something to toy around with there.
Yeah. And then Soul Assassin says Asherah allowed Jason to fall to the dark side to keep the Jedi's attention away from him and his order that was on Korriban.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want to. When you read Fate of the Jedi, Asherah is not basically mentioned in it, but the one Sith are. And like I said, I know he went into like a hibernetic trance for a while, given that, he should have been dead by the time Legacy came about, right? So I don't remember, when did he come out of that hibernation and all that,
I think it was at the start of it was right before the Vong invasion.
Yeah, because I know that he got tortured. He got tortured by the Embrace and stuff like that, and Arrochar was part of it, just like Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And, so it's like, this is intriguing because we get to Crucible, and then we get to that time period that's not written in anymore because of the buyouts. And so we can sit and think, okay, so what happened? Did Asherah or Darth, Crate have anything significant to do with any of the deaths related to, like you said, Alana or Jaina or Ben or what have you? Or did he still take the back burner and slowly start building until we get further closer to, Marasiah and them? And did we start seeing him now start plotting? So was he like how the old Sith were, sitting back plotting until the time was right, or what? We don't know. So that's very intriguing. I wish we could have got more, but we're not. So yeah. So there we have it. So the next two comics coming up are a bit more better in the storyline that we're getting here. There's more action. and all of that. So I think that these next two will be a lot more fascinating than this right here that we went through. So if you remember, Stig.
Yeah. Well, it's been I was reading all those omnibuses, left and right. Last summer, I think it was, or fall.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's me. I read him not too long ago, like a couple months ago or whatever. But then, or like not even that. And then I go ahead and just read again, just to refresh my memory or whatever. So but these next two coming up are going to be better than what we did here. Craig.
Yeah, I was gonna freshen up, and the plan was to freshen up on the comics before every coffee chat, but like I said, I was playing an old video game, and then boom, 6 hours gone. I was just hooked.
Yeah, and I understand that. I've done that before.
Yeah, so and then I check Twitter. I'm like, oh shit, it starts in 30 minutes. Okay. I'm glad I checked the, because I figured it was 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Because it felt like that, but
yeah. When you get lost in a game, it that happens. Time flies and you don't realize it.
Playing an RPG, I was like, okay, I'll do one more quest. Oh shit, I leveled up. I need to do that, and I have money. I need to buy better gear.
Yeah. And the Soul Assassin says, Cray or one of his servants probably gave reason for Fal to start the Imperial Knights. I think that was hinted on in Fate of the Jedi when they had their marriage proposal and stuff, and Jag tells Jag tells Jaina that maybe she should start a faction of Jedi, like a second temple or whatever in the Imperial side, so that they can have corresponding Jedi temples and stuff like that on both sides, on the Galactic and on the Empire side, so that they can have better relationships or relations and stuff like that. So that was a hint, and she's like, what, you want me to start up my own order kind of deal? And I'm paraphrasing this and stuff, but so that was a hint to what's going to happen in Legacy. So basically she probably trained a new set of order Jedi, and they just turn into the Imperial Knights. So and then Soul Assassin, sure, blame the video games, Stig. And then he has a laugh right there. Yes. So we went well over a couple of hours, which is fine. We had a great conversation, and had fun here, and I don't mind that. So, thank you guys who came in the chat and watched and everything, and corresponded with us in the chat. Always a great time to have you guys here. Again, next Thursday, we'll continue with, this is 15 and 16, 17 and 18, which I think in this Rebel Girl one out of the Rebellion Star Wars series, there's 4 of them in this little series. So we're finishing up this little time frame and then moving on. And again, I think you guys will like the conclusion of the story more so than the beginning of it. And stuff. So here you go. And so as we're coming to a conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and play a little commercial.
I had fought the worst of all wars and witnessed the redemption of evil. I have seen balance restored to the Force. But order can turn to chaos, as it did when I was born. Now, with my loved ones and my loyal allies, I face a new challenge unlike any before. And I'm not sure at this time we can win.
Star Wars Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore, the first novel of the new Jedi Order.
I thought it was appropriate since we were kind of talking about a new Jedi Order anyways with some of the plots that we were, or discussion that we're having. So I always love that commercial bit. And then Cavatinho Che, playing video games is similar to trying to eat one potato chip or one square of chocolate. You got that right.
Yep.
Just have one. Yeah. So, Stig, what is going on in your neck of the woods? Are you going to be on any channels coming up from this forward on to next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll be on Lady Toriel's channel. It's going to be a talk about chivalry, what's happened to chivalry,
Oh,
and how basically third wave feminism has killed chivalry,
okay.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And on Saturday, Teresa, Miss Martin Muses, is going to have a stream about the Fellowship of the Ring, the book, the first of the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
So I'm going to be on that with Teresa and Toriel, and Lady Gravemaster is going to be on, and maybe Mara, Jade Shadow. So
Awesome.
that's going to be fun.
Mhm.
You need to start reading those books.
I know. I know. I need to finish the first book. Yes. But you guys, please go support those channels. Go watch. Great conversation with Lady Toriel, and then great stream with Lord of the Rings, and another great fantasy to get into.
Yeah.
And
you know what? If I had to pick,
Mhm.
if I had to pick the Lord of the Rings book, all three.
Mhm.
If I had to pick between that and the 6 Star Wars movies, I actually would have picked the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not by much though.
Yeah.
But it's it's the same kind of phenomenon, really, because both had worldwide success.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's hard, because they're there's great stories in there, and and stuff, and it's a tough pick. It is.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would put Lord of the Rings above Star Wars. I've noticed that, and
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I love Star Wars, but I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, it's but I think most people who like the Lord of the Rings also like the 6 Star Wars movies.
Correct. Yeah.
So they go hand in hand quite well.
Yeah.
And both of them has Christopher Lee playing a villain.
There you go. So go ahead and, if you haven't followed Stig or subscribed to Stig, go ahead and do that. If you have him on Twitter, then he'll announce, and especially Miss Martin Muses, Our Lady Tutorial, they'll announce when their stream is going live and stuff. So I recommend go watch. I will probably be there to watch and support as well. Teresa and Lady Tutorial are both members of my channel, so I like to support as much as I can. They're great people, and I do have a channel.
Little side note: when people follow me on Twitter and stuff, if I don't follow back, don't take it personal. I don't know how many followers I have. I don't look at that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll notice in a comment section sometimes that, oh yeah, this person's following me, so follow back, right? But I have notifications turned off and all that too. So it's nothing personal if you've been following me and I haven't followed you back. Sorry, I just don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close this here, you guys. Next Thursday, we will conclude the storyline in this comic series here, Rebel Girl. I loved how they fleshed out Leia a little bit more in here. But there are some things that I didn't care for. But join us again next Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think this Saturday night, I will be on Fall of the Night, I believe, our show, and that's on Open Airlock or Tim's channel. So stay tuned. I don't have the time in front of me, and I always get damn confused. So I'll share that on Twitter. So we'll have that. And I think that's all for this week, for this week. And so go ahead and check us out. And again, I will share the more information as soon as it's up as well. So
a big thanks to Soul Assassin for doing a tremendous mod job.
Yes.
On every coffee chat, really.
Exactly.
Yes. Excellent work and much appreciated.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Soul Assassin. You're amazing. All you guys are amazing. And thank you guys so much. and may the force be with you.